Alex Eala had barely stepped off the biggest stage of her career before the next chapter was already waiting. Just days after her emotional Wimbledon campaign ended with a standing ovation, she boarded a flight to Washington, D.C., where one of the strongest WTA 500 tournaments in recent memory was preparing to begin. Most players would have taken time to recover after such an intense Grand Slam run, but Eala made a different choice. She arrived ready for another challenge, and the atmosphere around the William H.G. Fitzgerald Tennis Center made it clear that this was no ordinary tournament arrival. Filipino flags appeared outside the venue days before her first practice. Fans gathered hoping for a glimpse of their new tennis star, and excitement spread across social media as her name became one of the biggest talking points heading into the event. What makes this story even more remarkable is that she didn't enter as a wild card or through special treatment. She earned her place through ranking, proving that her rapid rise was built on results, not favors. Now, standing among Grand Slam champions, former world number ones, and some of the biggest names in women's tennis, Alex Eala faces another opportunity to prove that Wimbledon was not the peak of her journey. It was only the beginning. But the real surprise isn't just who she'll face in Washington. It's why so many people believe this tournament could completely change the future of her career. Washington is giving Alex Eala no easy path. This year's draw features some of the biggest names in women's tennis, making every round feel like a Grand Slam battle. Experienced stars, former major champions, and top-ranked players are all chasing the same trophy, meaning there will be no room for slow starts or easy victories. Among the biggest names expected in the field are Naomi Osaka, Alina Svitolina, Marta Kostyuk, Leylah Fernandez, and the legendary Venus Williams, creating one of the deepest WTA 500 events in recent years. For Eala, this is another chance to show that her recent victories over elite opponents were not lucky moments but signs that she truly belongs among the world's best. Every match in Washington could become another statement, and with valuable ranking points on the line, a strong run here could push her even closer to the WTA's top players. But while the competition is incredibly tough, one question continues to follow her into the tournament. And that's where the story becomes even more interesting. One of the biggest misconceptions surrounding Alex Eala's Washington appearance was that she received a wild card. In reality, she qualified for the main draw through her ranking, a milestone that reflects just how far her career has come in a short period. Just a year ago, she was fighting through qualifying events and lower-level tournaments, trying to earn every ranking point she could. Now, she is walking into one of the biggest WTA tournaments as a direct entrant alongside some of the sport's biggest stars. That achievement alone speaks volumes about her consistency throughout the season. Her impressive results in Berlin and Wimbledon proved she can compete with elite players on the biggest stages, and Washington now offers another opportunity to continue that momentum. But earning a place in the draw is only part of the story, because what she accomplished before arriving here is what has the entire tennis world paying attention. The last few weeks have completely transformed the way people view Alex Eala. She didn't simply win matches, she defeated some of the toughest opponents in women's tennis. Her victories over Elena Rybakina and Alina Svitolina on grass announced that she was no longer just a promising young talent. Then came Wimbledon, where she produced another unforgettable performance by defeating Iga Swiatek, one of the biggest names in the sport. Those wins instantly changed expectations around her career. Fans were excited, analysts began discussing her future among the world's elite, and opponents suddenly realized she was capable of beating anyone on the right day. Every tournament since then has carried even greater expectations, because the question is no longer whether she belongs, it is how high she can climb. Behind every breakthrough season is a team helping shape the journey, and Alex Eala has one of the most respected support systems in tennis. Training at the Rafa Nadal Academy has given her access to world-class coaching, while Tony Nadal has reportedly taken a much more active role in guiding her development. Known for helping Rafael Nadal become one of the greatest champions in history, Tony's experience has added another level of confidence and discipline to Eala's game. Reports have also suggested that Rafael Nadal himself has shared valuable advice through the Academy's coaching staff. Whether it's improving her mentality, refining her tactics, or handling pressure on the biggest stages, The influence of one of tennis' greatest programs is becoming increasingly visible every time she steps onto the court. And Washington is another chance to show just how much that guidance has elevated her game. Alex Eala's success is no longer just about tennis results, it has become a movement. Everywhere she travels, Filipino fans continue showing up in remarkable numbers, creating an atmosphere rarely seen for a player so early in her career. From Madrid to Paris, Berlin, and Wimbledon, supporters carrying Philippine flags have filled practice courts and match venues, making her one of the most talked about players on tour. Washington is expected to continue that trend, especially with the large Filipino-American community in the area. For many fans, Eala represents much more than victories. She represents pride, inspiration, and the belief that a Filipino player can compete with, and defeat, the very best in the world. Every match now feels like a home match, regardless of the country she plays in. This tournament is about much more than one trophy. Washington begins one of the most important stretches of the entire tennis season, leading directly into Montreal, Cincinnati, and finally the US Open. Strong performances across these events could dramatically improve Alex Eala's ranking and place her among the top players in the world before the season reaches its biggest stage in New York. Every victory now carries extra weight because each ranking point could determine future seedings, tournament draws, and even greater opportunities. The pressure is enormous, but so is the reward. If she continues the form she displayed throughout the grass season, Washington could become the launchpad for the next stage of her remarkable rise. Despite all the excitement, one important question remains unanswered. Can Alex Eala maintain this incredible level after such an emotional Wimbledon campaign? Tennis is physically demanding, and moving from grass courts to North American hard courts in such a short period has challenged even the sport's biggest champions. Some believe fatigue could become a factor, while others think her growing confidence will outweigh any physical obstacles. That's exactly what makes Washington so fascinating. It isn't just another tournament, it's the first real test of whether her recent breakthrough can turn into long-term consistency against elite competition. Whether Alex Eala lifts the Washington Trophy or not, one thing has become impossible to ignore: she has changed the conversation in women's tennis. She is no longer viewed as a talented prospect hoping for opportunities. She has become a legitimate contender capable of defeating Grand Slam champions and competing deep into major tournaments. Every event she enters now attracts larger crowds, greater media attention, and higher expectations than ever before. Washington may simply be another stop on the calendar, but it could also mark the beginning of a career-defining North American swing. The next few weeks have the potential to reshape the rankings and perhaps even tennis history. And if her recent performances are any indication, the biggest chapters of Alex Eala's story may still be waiting to be written.